Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. At this point, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to entitle this, but it'd be something along the lines of, no two people play the same. Don't expect me to sound like the dude on the record. And every now and then I get these comments that I just find hilarious, and I want to share them with the masses because, this is addressing you young beginners. Play like you. Don't try to be your guitar idol, carbon copy clone, because you missing out on a lot of good stuff that's in here that needs to get out and still up. I'm suppressing this because I'm too busy trying to sound like Jimi Hendrix. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to read this comment because, again, I find these kind of interesting, just it's interesting. I did a Joni Mitchell's cover of Help. Actually, I did a bass cover too. I love that song. I love the movement in that song because there's a lot of movement. And I did a good job because I don't post anything that I don't think that I can handle. Because there's some stuff I'm like, I don't know about that, so I don't do it. I'm like, I'm not going to go out there and get my head chopped off because there are people that live on the internet to trip on 1% of imperfection because nobody's perfect, but they won't acknowledge the 99% of the good job that you've done. I'm like, okay, so it's like that. So I try my best to do my best to eliminate anything from anybody having anything negative to say. And it's like, well, I want to, but it's pointless because there's nothing really bad to say, because I did a Prince solo a while ago. And this is a friend of mine. So he's kind of critical. He a fan of the 1% versus the 99%. And when I did that Prince solo, Bambi, I smoked it. I hate that they took it down. And when my computer crashed, I lost it forever. And I sent it to him. He didn't say nothing. So that was my sign of approval because it's like, there's nothing negative to say here. So there was nothing to say. And still, you did a good job, dude, But I did a cover of Joni Mitchell's Help Me. And I get this. Although she played in alternate tuning, which she does, but I'm not Joni. I don't want to string my guitar up in different tone. I'm like, I just want to set a standard and play it. Because there are millions of songs for me to play in standard tuning. So why do I feel the need to be turning down my strings and turning them up? Now, for certain types of music, you might want to do that. But I don't play that kind of music because the majority of the alternate tuning is rock music and probably folk. It's very rare that R&B guys tone their guitars down. We just leave it the way it is. I think and there are many reasons, but one is I know for rock song is to lower it to get that lower sound for the vocalist. Because usually when you play in different keys, it's to accommodate the singer. Because being a musician, you can play in any key. Ain't no key difficult to me to play in. It's not. But, that's one of the reasons. But what I play and my style does not warrant me tuning my guitar down, having another guitar, taking the E string off and lowering this one. I'm not going through all that. I don't have to. So therefore I don't. But I'm going to read the entire statement, then I'm just going to comment on it. Although she played it in alternate tuning, it's easier if you done the tune like she did. No, it's not. You know how much time it take to be tuning your strings down? It's like, dude, I'm just going to play it in standard tuning and leave it as it is. I've only toned down my guitar one time to play a song, and that was Message in the Bottle. And the only reason why I did that because that's a very taxing song on the fingers. I seen one guy on YouTube and I said, I know exactly what you're talking about. He said, I'm only going to play 3 minutes of this because I'm a crash and burn at this point. Andy Summers is a phenomenal player and his stamina is just incredible. So I had to tone my guitar down to get through that 5-minute song because it was rough on the hands. That's the only reason why I toned it down. And then I did tune down the Neil Young song because in order to play it like Neil, and I wanted to play it like Neil, I did. I think it was Harvest Moon or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna read it again all the way, and then I'm gonna comment. Although she played it in alternate tuning, it's easy if you done it like she did. But decent job, but the chords ringing isn't there. I'm not trying to play like Joni. When Joni plays that song live, it don't sound just like the recording for many reasons. You know, for one is you want to kind of keep it fresh. When you play it live, you play different arrangements. But I find it funny when you got these armchair, I guess, critics, because I'm like, there's something I've always wanted to say when I post these videos, but I promised my wife I wouldn't say it because I don't have to prove anything to nobody. But I can say this, which is kind of similar to what I can't say. I done played on multi-platinum records, okay? I done toured the world, okay? And there's something I want to add to this, but I can't because I promised her. But you get the point. So I find it kind of amusing, you know, somebody that don't have the kind of credentials that I have that want to kind of critique me. That's why I don't have these ratings on my channel, because I'm like, I'm not here to be rated. I could care less what people think, okay? I'm not here for that. I'm not here for approval or you did a good job. I'm here to just pass on course to fellow musicians. From day one, that's what my channel has always been about. That's all. It's not about showing you my chops or what I can play. It's to keep, you know, handing out, you know, passing it on, because in the music community, that's what we do. We look out for each other. If you don't know how to play this, I'll show you. If I don't know how to play it, you show me. You know, so that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for people like this that think that they can, you know, give me pointers. I'm like, I do this for a living, dude, and I make a good living. So thanks, but no thanks. But, you know, I don't trip on this, but it's important for me to express this to young folks. Don't think about this. Don't worry about this. Just be you and play like you instead of trying to play just like the dude on the record. Because every blue moon I get that about when I do Now. So when Now plays like that, plays it like that. I'm not Niles, you know? And it's funny because I can't say that neither, you know, because like I said, I promised my wife. But, you know, every now and then I have to post comments like this. And the purpose of me doing these videos, again, for the young and up and coming beginners, players, play like you. You know, that's why I don't do solos, because I'm like, people are like, why don't you ever do solos? Because that's another man's creativity and personal expression. I got my own personal expression, so therefore I'm not going to try to do another dude's. Now, I'm not knocking people that they live and love to play other people's solos. More power to you. I'm just not one of them dudes, you know? I'm just not one of those dudes. You know, can I play those solos? Yeah, most of them, you know. But do I want to? No. Because, you know, that's not really, again, what I'm here for. I'm here to just pass on chords. I'm here to teach you how to play solos like your hero. And another thing, while I'm on this topic, is I can't speak for nobody but Morris, man. But during the entire time of my musical career, from the time I first started to play up until now, I've always had an idea or know what I can't do. And I always kind of have an idea of what I can do. Because I've had some people that say, teach me this solo. I'm like, dude, or Ernie Igley solo. I'm like, dude, if I could teach you, if it was that easy to teach you that, we all be playing like Ernie. There's some people that don't realize their abilities at this given time. It's like, you ain't ready for this, dude. I struggle with this as a professional. So what makes you think you can do this? That you can pull this off smoothly? But again, I can't speak for nobody but myself. I've always known my abilities. You know, there's some things like, I think I can, so let me try it. And sometimes I'll succeed, sometimes I don't. But I've never went into anything blindly to say, yeah, I want to play just like Al D'Amelio or Carlos Santana. Good luck with that. And again, not trying to play like them. You know, I want to play with them. I don't want to play like them. You know, because as far as this, again, this alternate tuning thing is easier. By whose means? You know, yours? You know, I'm not trying to make it easy. You know, I'm trying to make it more difficult because that makes me a better player. As opposed to I'm getting a free pass every time I show up. Oh, don't worry about it. You just go ahead. You know, I don't want to be treated like that. I want to walk in with the confidence of knowing that I can play this piece without taking shortcuts or cheating. You know, this tab thing, just show me where to put my fingers. You need to know why your fingers are there. Because once you know why your fingers are there, you don't have to remember trying to keep your fingers there because somebody told you to put them there. As opposed to, yeah, I know why it's there and I know what note it is, you know. It's much easier to learn in a formal setting and then just play millions of songs. Because, I mean, I had no idea when I first started my channel years ago that I could play all these songs, you know? I mean, being a professional musician at any given channel, I can play maybe 50 right now, you know, go out there and do a set with a group. But I had no idea that I can play thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. It's just not stopping, just not letting up, thousands and thousands of songs, because I come to realize there's a system, you know, and once you learn that system, the majority of these songs are within that system, and you just play them. You know, you just play them. They're using basically the same chords. The only thing that might be different sometimes is the rhythm of the song and the tempo, but it's the same chords. That's the same thing with that hollering what key you're in thing. I'm like, if I just give you the chord, can't you play it? And if you can play it, did you need to know what key you were in to play it? The only time you really kind of need to know, you know, what key you're in is when you're solo and improvising. That's it. And how many R&B songs or songs during this era do that? You know, that was really popular in the 60s and the 50s with jazz. You know, they know what key and they just go. It's spontaneous. It's not written down for the most part. But these songs of today, nobody improvised. Nobody even do solos really anymore. I can't remember the last time I heard a guitar solo in an R&B song. I think the last time was that Usher, You Got It Bad. I think that was the last one. You know, but other than that, things changed, because back in the 70s, there was usually two guitar players. The guy picking lead in this ear and a guy doing chords in that ear, and then there might be a third guy or a layer. Now, you rarely even hear guitar in R&B stuff because everything's so synthesized and computer-based, you know. And am I going to say this? No, I'm going to say that for a whole nother video, you know, what I want to say. But I'm going to sign off now. Again, it's like I find these comments kind of interesting because I'm going to tuck this under the foul of you don't know what you don't know. But you got some people that don't know what they don't know, but yet they want to kind of give you some pointers on something they don't know. You know, and this fits that bill perfectly. And you know what? I'm going to say this, and I wasn't going to say this, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say this. 99% of these comments that I get is when I do white covers. It's rare when I do R&B stuff because it's like black dudes stay in your lane, you know. And I've been experiencing racism on different levels throughout my entire life, whether it's business, whether it's pleasure, you know, because when it varies from different, you know, different careers, you know, whether you are a musician that play everything, or if you are, you know, I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. But I usually only get that when I do covers, white covers, you know. It was another song. It got so bad that I had to disengage the comments because I'm like, come on, man, really? Music is universal. Music has no color. Music is the only form of communication on planet Earth that is universal, meaning that I could take some sheet music that I'm playing here and go to Japan and play it, and they can play it. You know, it's not a different dialect. It's not a different language, you know. And that's what I love about music. It helps bring everybody together. Blacks, whites, Mexicans, Asians, you name it. You know, I would not have the friend base that's outside of my race if I was not a musician for the most part, because this is one way of being able to connect with people outside of my race with the music. You know, we all have that in common. We enjoy this. You know, one dear good friend of mine that used to work in corporate America with me, his name is Mr. Medina. And Mr. Medina was Mexican. And he was an incredible drummer and a great guitar player, a good guitar player, you know. And I remember those days when we used to jam together, and I used to, you know, drive over there in his neighborhood. And everybody accepted me. Didn't nobody look at me like, it's a foreigner up in our hood, you know. Everybody was warm and welcoming. And I used to go in there and sit and play with my Mexican brothers. And that was a good feeling, you know, just to be able to communicate with everybody, regardless of what skin you're in, you know, because it's nonsense. You know, why can't we all just live together, work together, and love everybody? You know, why does this have to be this hatred thing just based on the pigmentation of skin? That's it. I'm like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. But maybe one day, and I don't think I'm gonna be around to see that day, that get put down. So you know what? Enough with that. That's because it's stupid. Let's just stop doing this stupid shit. We ain't none of us going anywhere. So let's just try to work together. Because it'd be better if we do that instead of there's these divisions in life. That shouldn't even be there. But like I said, this is a part of that. I wasn't gonna mention that, but I'm like, I need to mention that because people need to know. That's one thing we don't talk enough. We don't try to understand each other because I like to talk things out. I need to understand your perspective. You need to understand mine, because then we have a better idea of how we can work together. Instead of you don't say nothing, I don't say nothing. There's an elephant in the room and don't nobody want to address them. We just kind of keep our thoughts to ourselves. And that's just not healthy. But again, I get that when I do these kind of songs. Because my channel is extremely versatile. I did a couple of songs a couple of days ago. They were big band songs, and these were songs that my mother grew up on. God rest her soul. And I thought about her. I think about her every day. I said, let me do something to pay tribute to my mother, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Because when I decided I want to do this, she was behind me 100%. It's like, go on, baby, do it. You can do it. So I got encouragement instead of, no, don't do that, do this and be not happy, but, be content. She's like, the sky's the limit, baby. Do what you want to do. So I did these big band songs because, again, my channel is just, I do a lot of different stuff. I just don't do just this or just that or just this. But again, I thought I would address this comment because every now and then I get this. Every now and then I get this with people that never cut a record in their life, and they want to give you pointers on how it should be done, and it wasn't done right. And that doesn't bother me. It really doesn't, but I need to address this because I'm thinking about the young people that are just now embarking on a musical journey. And I just want to give them as much information as I can that I know, because I appreciate the big dudes that did it when I was a little dude. It's like, thanks, dude. No problem, little bro. You pass on that information. You pass on knowledge. So until next time, take care.